What's up, guys? So we are back down here at the shop. So had some bad news on the 6.0. It's not looking good. So all week I've been on the phone with local machine shops. I know Cleveland Engines has helped me out a lot, looking up parts, stuff like that, looking into our options. I've talked to Johnny Thomas here and there, seeing what he thinks that we need to do. And everywhere I looked, it was just dollar signs, dollar signs, dollar signs. And with a baby, it's hard to spend all that money. So, with that being said, Friday, one of my buddies, Matt Stopolsky, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's literally right up the road from my house. He's between my house and my dad's shop, like half a mile away. He called me and he was like, "Hey man, you're not gonna believe what I just run across." He was like, "I just got a hold of a 6.0. And I was like, "No way, awesome." And he was like, "You know anybody that needs one?" I said, "Yes, I do. That would be me." And he's like, "Well, you got anything to trade for it?" I threw together one of my 5.3s I've got laying here, the twin turbos that were gonna go on the Apache. This dude is a drifter, like a pretty serious drifter. And he was all about the twin turbo idea. He got those twin turbos and one of my sloppy cams. I feel like it was a pretty fair trade. He's got a complete, just about, twin turbo setup with a 5.3 and a good cam that's going to rock with it. And I actually got a hold of the 6.0, so now, that might have been a kind of a lucky deal, kind of a meant-to-be thing, but I really couldn't believe it. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear into it. That was Friday. Then yesterday we went and did all of our swapping around. Probably, I think there's about an hour and a half, load everything up, get everything together, to make each other happy, basically. And so we're gonna roll this thing out here, and we're gonna start busting apart. We're gonna see if this one's worth it. So, it is what it is. We'll just play with it. If it works out, it works out, and it saved us a whole bunch of money. And if not, then we're in the same place we started in. So let's tear into this thing. All right, so this is the new motor. Traded around and got from my buddy. I was told it is a 6.0, and it is. I had to yank the harness off of it. And I asked him to go ahead and pull the pan, make sure that it had the right rods in it, and it did. So we made it happen. I don't know if it was good timing or good luck or whatever, but I'm not going to say anything yet because I don't know what it looks like on the inside. But we're going to bust this thing apart and get it all cleaned up and ready to work on. So without further ado, let's rock and roll with this thing. Not good. Alright, so got the manifolds off, got the coil packs and everything off, so everything's, kind of off of the wiring portion and the exhaust side of the engine. There are some broken exhaust bolts, and the only one that wasn't off yet was that back one. And you can see the engine hasn't even been cleaned up or anything, and in all honesty, it's pretty fair. There's another broke one right there. But as many of us know, these things are notorious for breaking exhaust bolts, just kind of part of an LS thing. Those bolts they use, they just ain't no good. And you know, it's not too hard to get them out, so hopefully we won't have an issue with that. But we're about to pull the intake, and all reality, I'm probably about to spray this thing down, so be ready to work on. So let's snag this intake off of here and keep on rocking. Alright, so I've got it cleaned up a little bit to where that I can, you know, block off all the important parts to where water just don't go everywhere inside the motor. So, you know, it's ready to wash off now. I'm going to spray. I mixed up a little bit different stuff this time. A little bit of bleach and some that blue AIM. Some LA is Totally Awesome, and I even put a little bit of Blue Dawn in it, so it'll, you know, help fight the grease and make it not smell so bad, and it kind of sticks better too, so it doesn't all just kind of run off the block. And so I got it mixed up pretty well. Only mixed about half a jug, but we'll spray it down, let it sit for a minute, hook the pressure washer up, and clean this bad boy up, and hopefully it shines like a new diamond. So let's try it out. Alright, well here it is. Cleaned up pretty good. There's a few little bitty spots on the heads and the valve covers where I tried to hit with a little bit of steel wool. I still got to get these marks off the back too. That's what I'll do with it. Sorry, not steel wool, it's like a Brillo pad. But cleaned up pretty good. It's not perfect, but just kind of, you know, part of it. Better than it was. So we'll get in here and start tearing it apart and make sure everything's good to go. We'll be ready to rock and roll with this thing. So I'm happy with the way it turned out, and man, hopefully it turns out well. So we'll just keep pegging away.